Hall.
Hi, it's Marilyn Hall. I'm back with some more dirndl ideas for you. I've got 3 dirndls that I made for my 3 granddaughters, and they each have their own individual little touches, so I want to show you kind of how I did these, okay? I wanted to show you some of the up-close details that I did on this particular dirndl. I found some little velvet flowers, and they didn't have any hooks on them. But I found these hooks that are quite big. These hooks looked like this when I bought them in the store, and I took just this part with the long slender hook and I sewed them onto the area where the hooks needed to be. Just kind of fasten that on, and then I sewed the velvet flowers over them. So this little hook times 6, and then the little velvet flowers. Now on the front of this dirndl I sewed some pink rickrack, and I sewed some double fold bias tape over it. It was just to anchor the flowers. It wasn't any real particular purpose. The apron, this was really a handy thing for little girls. I sewed 2 buttons on the front of the dirndl and then put buttonholes on the apron where it needs to be located so the apron won't be shimmying around. I notice with little girls they're unaware of their apron and it's always falling down or whatever. For around the neckline, I used some gingham check and made sort of a ruffle and added some pink rickrack to the edge of the ruffle and finished off the edges with double fold bias tape. The fabric that I used for this dress is just a bright blue with blue dots. It doesn't even have any pink on it. The fabric I used for the apron for the first 2 dresses is what's called a border eyelet, and it has along one edge of the eyelet it has a border, and it's just beautiful. Now when I got to the 3rd dress I didn't have enough border eyelet to do the 3rd apron, so I did something else I'll show you. I made 3 little pleats in the bottom of the apron, and I sewed some pink rickrack into the pleat, and it looks just as pretty as the aprons that have the border eyelet. In fact, I kind of like it even more, especially at the bottom with the rickrack kind of peeking out. It really looks just really cute. And now I want to show you what something else I did. I couldn't find enough of those little pink velvet flowers, so I found some buttons that are kind of flowered shape. So I sewed the buttons on, and then I sewed 3 little pearls on it, and I used the same hooks that I did for the other 2 dresses. Now for the girls' blouses, I bought a pattern. It is Simplicity 4767, and it has sizes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, which was really cool. And I used that pajama pattern for lots of blouses. I pretty much just use this one here or this one, and I oftentimes put elastic right here and a bow. So sometimes when a blouse is white and there's no tag on it, the girls can't tell which way is front or back, so I'll put a little bow right in the front. So I've used this pattern, and because it's got multi-size patterns, I can actually figure out by how each pattern progresses in size what a size 10 would be and what a size 12 would be or whatever, because I can just, so I made my pattern even bigger so it can be used as a basic pattern for lots of different blouses. For the smallest blouse, I used a white shiny border eyelet and put elastic in the sleeve, and that worked out really fine. For the medium-sized blouse, I used the same pattern, made it bigger, and then I found some eyelet that had some little holes in it, and so instead of put a lacing, I just laced a ribbon through the sleeve where the eyelet was and used it to tighten up the blouse, and I put a little blue ribbon on the front. For the 3rd one, I have another idea. For the biggest blouse, I had some shiny eyelet, but the border part was gone by then, and I used it on something else. And so I took some nice looking big eyelet. I like the eyelet with the bigger holes. And then right along the side of the sleeve, I sewed the same kind of buttons that I used for the front of the dirndl. I just put 3 little buttons on here, and I think a little pink bow right at the front of the waist. And so all 3 blouses were a little bit different. All 3 dresses were a little bit different, but they all were also quite the same, and the 3 girls looked really cute together.
Red Bar.